Welcome to Friday Night Fashion. It is actually Monday night because Joe and I cannot wait till Friday night to film the Oscars from last night. So before we go any further, welcome Joe.
We're still buzzing.
We are.
I mean, the whole point of the Oscars for me is the outfits.
And the jewellery.
I still don't even know who won anything. I'm just here to talk about the dresses.
And the hair and the makeup and the bodies and just all of that. Gorgeous.
The zhuzh of it all.
The zhuzh.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with absolute top favourite, Sandra Hüller.
I think she's one of my favourites as well. That was the first time when I was watching the red carpet arrivals that I was like, oh, and my daughter went, oh, Schiaparelli. And it was like, and I don't know how she knew that before I did, but yeah.
But I mean, to me,
it's sculptural.
It's sculptural, ding, with those incredible sculptural wings, really.
Yep.
And we were seeing a lot of black last night.
A lot of black, a lot of sheer, a lot of very strange, not quite colours, pastel colours. But this, I think, imagine, it's almost like armour. You would be like, just don't sit near me. Thank you very much.
And apparently she was the first on the red carpet. And I wonder whether that was all very prearranged because of this gown.
Quite possibly, because you don't want anything impinging on the spectacle of that. And have you seen Anatomy of a Fall?
I haven't yet.
She is wonderful.
I cannot wait to see it because being big mountain people, I'm really curious.
And she was so, her character in that is, she's the antithesis of this kind of glamour. Yeah. And so this was just it was just a real joy to see her turn up looking like that.
She is an extraordinary actress, isn't she? And the other thing I do want to just highlight is the amount of rocks on the red carpet last night. I thought a lot of black, which clearly I think talks a little bit to the state of the world right now. I think there was an element of sobriety in a few of the actors who were just sort of saying, do you know what, there's a lot more going on in the world other than what's happening tonight.
Yeah.
But my God, I can't remember an Oscars that had that many rocks. Did you notice how many actresses were wearing 2 or 3 necklaces?
As a designer, does that kind of thing come in peaks and troughs? Is that, is it, or is it simply a boring commercial thing?
Can I be really cynical and say money? I would think that those jewelry houses are throwing an awful lot of money around because
they've had a bad year and we need to shift some rocks.
I think, let's face it, the Oscars is the most perfect way of showing what you're doing. It's it's global. It goes out to billions and billions of people. So actually, probably pounds per view, probably quite low.
But this is my favorite way to wear jewelry. It's just that, that 1, possibly 2 statement pieces. I don't know if she's got earrings. I can't see them. Nothing on the wrists, nude nails, just super understated because the wings are doing everything.
And did you notice how many men were wearing brooches or pins or...
Well, I think, there was a lot of Kennedy in that room last night. I think that men are starting to feel not only more relaxed about showing that side of themselves, but thinking, God damn it, I'm sick of the women getting all the fun. I've really sensed that, actually.
Absolutely. And actually, on that note, I thought Coleman Domingo in Louis Vuitton absolutely nailed it.
He just seems to be the most charming man alive. I just think he's one of those guys who, he's just a class act, isn't he? And he looked superb.
But talking charming men alive, and then we'll go back to the girls, but Robert Downey Jr.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and funny, and just brilliant.
And just, old Bob, he's seen a thing or two, hasn't he?
He has.
He's just very comfortable in his own skin now.
Now, I put them down as my favourite couple because I thought both of them in Saint Laurent by Anthony Vaccarello, I just thought beautiful.
Her dress is amazing.
Yeah. Well, her body's amazing too.
Yeah.
But I know we're not allowed to say that. But we just have, or I just have.
No, I think that's fine to say that.
But note,
I thought that was a bit of crap on your screen for a second.
No, it's not. It's a beautiful diamond brooch while we're at it.
sorry whoever made that brooch.
Can't-
It's exquisite. It's exquisite. I like his little, as you can see, I'm a fan of a little something around the neck, so I like that.
Carrie Mulligan.
Carrie Mulligan. I mean, it's just not for the first time this Oscars. I had to go, mwah! Absolutely stunning use of monochrome. Those
Silhouette.
That's beautiful silhouette. I'm not a massive fan of an opera glove, but I just love how perfectly aligned they are. It just looks.
Now, why
It's just
aren't you a fan
perfect.
of an opera glove? I love an opera. I think they're sexy and beautiful, and I just that look would be half the look without the opera
Yeah,
glove.
you're absolutely right. I'm turning a corner with the opera glove, and Carrie Mulligan has helped me see the light.
And I have to say that the hair and makeup is so polished and so exquisite, as it should be for their big night. But I have to say I really do appreciate it.
Beautiful Balenciaga.
Let's move on to Cynthia Erivo in custom Louis Vuitton.
Not loving this.
Oh, I think she looks so cool.
I think she looks like. I think it's got a bit of the sea creature vibe about it to me.
Yeah, but I think she can carry it off. You know, with the tattoos, the jewelry, the the shaven head, just.
I'm not feeling it. It's
Okay.
just too. It's too fussy for me.
You're not feeling that.
No, sorry, Cynthia. Love you. Now,
Lupita.
There's a lot of things going on here that I wouldn't necessarily love. A lot of sequin, a fairly basic silhouette. That peplum thing, I'm not a massive fan of a peplum, but I don't know, maybe these are just some of the world's most gorgeous women. It works for me. I love it. I love the color. I think it's stunning against her skin tone. I think she looks fabulous.
Agree. Now, I absolutely loved Lily Gladstone in Gucci in collaboration with Joe Big Mountain of Iron House Quill Work.
Oh, fabulous.
I love the way that she has worked in her Native American heritage into this. She's really waving that flag in a beautiful way.
Have you seen Killers of the Flower Moon?
I certainly have.
And it's just, it's a story that I have to say I didn't know. And so I love that she's out there and made us all pay attention to that true story. My only criticism is what I said earlier. I think there's slightly a bit too much jewelry. I might have maybe let that beautiful print around the bust line just have its own little.
And this exquisite midnight blue velvet. It's absolutely.
It's beautiful. Although it does look like that jewelry also looks like a nod to Native American heritage as well. So there's probably a whole story behind that I haven't been told. But
I'm sure that that's the case. Now, a controversial one.
Can I just want to start by saying I worship Emily Blunt. I just think she's a brilliant actress, incredibly funny. I've interviewed her. She's charm itself. Not feeling it with the fake cod piece on this one though, Emily.
So she is in Schiaparelli with a lot of Tiffany & Co. jewelry. But this trompe-l'oeil effect, I've
always wondered how you say that.
And
yeah.
And the floating straps. I saw her when I was watching the Oscars. I saw her in the audience and I thought, why are your straps up there?
But it must be deliberate, right?
It is deliberate, but I just felt like there was something wrong with the dress because she was sitting down, and then obviously you realise that it's all part of the cleverness of the dress. And I think she's honed and buffed and beautiful beyond beautiful, but I just felt like this was a bit try-hard, actually.
I also thought that fancy word you said, what is it?
The trompe-l'oeil.
Trompe-l'oeil.
So it's basically the knicker effect.
It doesn't look symmetrical enough.
And interestingly, it doesn't follow through to the back. And I have thing in clothing that I'm not big on a print on the front and then a plain back.
It's just a bit, I don't know why is my thing.
I feel a bit try-hard.
I don't like the necklace either, actually.
But I mean...
Is that two necklaces?
I think that's two necklaces. I mean, that's Tiffany & Co. Let's just say we are here.
Yeah. If you don't like that one, buy that one instead. We've got something for everyone.
So sadly, although she just looks glorious in her face, and
it's just not my favourite red carpet moment for Emily.
No. Another questionable one, I would say.
I don't think it's. I hate it. I'm just
Emma
gonna say
Stone
it.
in custom Louis Vuitton.
Hate it.
And
she's another one. I love her.
And I think she is the most brilliant actress. I thought her acceptance speech was really endearing. I just feel like that dress was cut and made for someone who's 6 inches taller than her.
Yes, I don't like how much the peplum flares out. I don't like how overly long the skirt is. If you actually saw, there was a really sweet moment where she was not in her seat and she saw that Poor Things had won the costume award and she wanted to run out, and I really feared a terrible accident. It was like not a good thing to walk in as well. Now, I know that maybe comfort isn't top of everyone's list for the Oscars, but it just looked awkward.
For me, the proportions just don't work.
And then
you know, that peplum is too long, it's too heavy, and then there was the wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah,
zip
so that's a big old fail, isn't it?
It's quite a fail when you've got a big old Oscar in your hand and the back of your dress is...
You don't want to be worrying that your dress is going to fall off.
Let's have
Didn't like it. Didn't like the colour either.
No, no. Moving on to Davine Joy Randolph in custom Louis Vuitton.
Oh, me and Louis Vuitton are just not getting on this Oscars.
Talk to me.
I just think it's a bit old-fashioned looking. It's a bit Vegas, I think. It's a bit toilet dolly vibes. It's a bit, do you remember those things that used to, it's not her shape. It's all that feather at the arm. I just find it a bit.
I thought the feather at the arm, which is, I think it looks like a sort of shredded chiffon.
Looks like tissue paper.
Oh, I think it's rather beautiful. And the way she moved, it moved with her. There was something quite sort of ethereal about it. And actually, I love the way it just embraces her and her shape. And I thought she felt really comfortable in it, the way she was holding herself.
Now you're going to make me feel really bad. But I just...
We're
just going to have to agree to disagree.
We'll agree to disagree.
That's okay, isn't it?
Margot Robbie.
Well, I mean, Margot Robbie is the proverbial would look good in a bin liner. And I think that is giving me slight bin liner vibes.
Oh, come on.
No. I mean, look, she's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's just a bit, okay.
Yes, but I'm so relieved not to see her in pink again. We have seen her in every version of pink. And I mean,
well, she went novel for the Vanity Fair party afterwards, didn't she? Yes. Turning up in the little gold bodysuit, looking like an actual Oscar statue.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think here, I loved this because it was almost her sort of saying, "Do you know what, guys?
This era's over.
An incredible run, and I know I'm not up for an Oscar. I'll still look hot as hell wearing this beautiful Versace couture. I loved how sculptural that neckline was, a strapless neck, and I loved her undone hair.
Yeah, I like her. I look, she's gorgeous and it's very nice. It's just not giving me a buzz the way that some of the other ones did.
And do you know what I think is rather gracious about that? I know I'm not up for an Oscar, so I'm not going to shout and scream on the red carpet. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're right. And that's how I look at it and think, actually, good on you, girl. You look hot and gorgeous, and you know you'd look amazing in a bin bag. But actually, this isn't my night.
You'll get them next time, Mark.
No, I'm going to have to refer to my notes here because this is Juana Chasing Horse in Red Berry Woman. I just think this is gorgeous.
I love it.
And really talking back to Native America, I think it's so chic.
I love it. Well, you know me, I'm a massive print fan. I think that's a beautiful print, a beautiful colour. I love the feather accessory on this one. I think that's got there's something really, you know, I haven't really seen that before on a red carpet. Obviously, it's obviously got sort of like a heritage tie for her.
It's huge, but it's just symbolism wonderful. There, isn't there? Greta Gerwig.
Yeah.
I thought she looked fab.
It's nice.
You know, if you think, she's a director.
Yeah.
She's not a movie star, and yet she looks like a movie star on the red carpet.
Yeah, it's a great dress. It's a great look for her. I again, you know, I'm not massively excited about it, but she looks great.
It's not massively exciting, but to me, it falls into the sort of flawless category.
Yeah, yeah.
And
no one's going to point and laugh. And I think that when you're a director or somebody else like that in that room, it must feel so weird to know you're going to be surrounded by the world's most famous stars who've had everything at their beck and call that they could possibly want to wear. So it must be really intimidating. But I thought she looked good.
I should think horrendously intimidating.
Yeah.
I think this is one that we're going to agree to disagree on. So Zendaya.
So you're not feeling it?
I am really, I mean, Zendaya is the most exquisite human being. Let's just say that in the first instance. I thought this dress looked old and out of place on her.
Oh, see, I don't. I quite like it's definitely got an old Hollywood silhouette for sure. I thought the I don't know if they're palm trees or something. I just felt that was sort of like a little bit edgier in the use of sequins than you would normally get in that kind of a traditional dress. I'll be really honest with you. It's what you said. Zendaya is somebody who I just can't believe is an actual human. She's so gorgeous. I'm so kind of like envious, jealous, borderline, maybe fancier a little bit. I don't know. It's all very confusing.
Way too much information.
So I just sort of feel like I just think she always looks incredible. She's been looking incredible on the June 2 red carpets, premieres everywhere. I'm a fan of this. I love it. I love the color.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree on that.
Loved America.
Did you?
Yeah, I absolutely loved it.
Now, for me, there was something that was just a bit off here. The dresses are just a bit to me.
Well, I can tell you, apparently they went through something like 10 different chainmail samples of pink to find the pink that she was the happiest with.
Yes.
I love that pink. I love that it's not Barbie pink. It's not quite bubblegum pink. I love that it really accentuates her fantastic figure. She's not she's not a stick pin thin girl, but she looks amazing. And I think she looks radiant in it. I love it.
She does look radiant. I give you that. To me, I don't know. It was a combination of the slightly undone hair, but then with this very glammy pink chainmail. And then the jewelry just looked a bit chunky. I don't know.
I think she was just having that one last nod to her disco Barbie fun era. And I say, go America.
Let's go to another couple. Matthew McConaughey and his wife, Camilla Alves McConaughey. To me, this is a bit of a car crash. And I'm gutted because I love them both.
Yeah.
I think they are just anything that I hear Matthew McConaughey in, I just love. But I'm not loving the brown tuxedo, the dark glasses,
sunglasses on the red carpet.
No, it just, and the three-piece, the waistcoat, it just, hers with the latex
It's very
gloves,
busy, isn't it?
There's a lot going on. And then all the hair, the necklace, the sparkles coming out of the top of the dress, masses of jewelry on the
latex. It actually looks more like a costume than a piece of clothing, if you know what I mean, if you know the difference.
That to me is more Met Gala.
Yeah, novelty.
Costume.
Yeah, like superhero. It's slightly more Tisha Adams a little bit.
A tiny bit.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought Robert Downey Jr. and his wife, they looked like a beautiful couple.
Yeah.
These two are sort of, it's not working together for me. It's just way too much going on.
Those gloves are kind of terrifying, actually, like sort of like alien-y.
They are.
Yeah.
They are, and I'm sure she's got beautiful arms, but the fingers that makes her look like slightly claw-like. Now,
Vanessa Hudgens. Now, look, I put this one in because I just love a pregnancy reveal. I love watching celebrities do that and thinking about how they put their thought into, and so I think this was her first. I don't know if everybody knew she was pregnant. I certainly didn't. It's the first time she's been photographed with that glorious bump.
I love this, and what I really love is that she is covered neck to hands to the floor, and then it's all about the bump and the jewelry and her beautiful
she looks
face.
Absolutely exquisite.
Yep, glowing.
Oh, Dwayne.
I put Dwayne in. I'm sorry, this really isn't working for me.
But I can't ever diss The Rock. I just adore him.
Sorry, Joe, The Rock did not get it right last night.
I know, but I just forgive him anything. I think he seems like the loveliest man alive.
I mean, I think it is quite difficult if you've built your body to the extent that actually your arms don't hang normally.
But also, it's sort of like, he's just a man who wanted to wear something sparkly like the girls. And do you know what I mean? Whereas actually, he would look incredible in just a well-tailored black tux.
Tom Ford.
Yeah.
Tailored for him.
It's just a bad fit.
But also, satin in tailoring, in fitted tailoring like this is, with that body underneath, I think is quite complex.
I also think he would have definitely had 1 or 2 trips to the men's room for the hand dryers. It would show up all the sort of sweat. Do you know what I mean?
Now, I popped this one in just because I'm a sucker for a bias satin dress. Can't help it. It's part of who I am.
We know this, Amanda. It's gorgeous.
But how gorgeous does Charlize look there?
She looks, it's sort of like giving me Grecian goddess vibes. Is it Dior?
It's Dior Haute Couture.
Yeah.
And I mean, they have piled the jewelry on. But in this instance, I think it works really, really beautifully. So you've got this absolute sort of bias, twisted column of a silver dress, absolutely exquisite. And then just diamonds, more diamonds, and more diamonds.
Personally, for me, I would have lost the necklaces and just gone with those massive statement earrings and that beautiful skin with that beautiful dress. But yeah, I take your point. Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Brittany Snow, yellow just makes me smile. I can't help it.
It's proper sunshine, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
And interestingly, the only yellow gown I saw on the red carpet last night.
Apparently this is a label I'm not massively familiar with called Mono.
Yep.
And apparently they very, very rarely do anything but red, black and white. So they custom made this for her. So it's a departure for everybody.
And actually, I think very beautiful with that pomelato necklace, because
that seems to match her eyes absolutely perfectly.
Yeah. So we think a nod to that. Congratulations. So, Anya Taylor-Joy, you loved this, didn't you?
It's making me sad.
Talk to me. Bit of therapy.
Again, it's got that toilet doll at the top of the toilet with it's like, it's got the 6-pack of Andrax under there waiting for you. I'm sorry, I just don't like it.
I have to say, I'm with you. Inspired by the Dior Venus gown, which I much prefer to what it ended up looking like.
It's too voluminous on her tiny frame at the bottom, I think.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these very heavily embellished petals coming down. So we've seen some incredible looks. Just a quick one, Vanity Fair after party. A lot of nipples and a lot of knickers.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to happen.
Well, we did after all the fashion weeks and all the nipples we saw on those catwalks.
Look, who am I to stand in the way of the confident woman who can get her nipples out just because it's not me?
Well, we saw plenty of them last night.
It's just sort of like, I've just stopped noticing it, to be honest with you, already. It's just everyone's going to get their nips out now that Hollywood's done it.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, bravo to Hollywood. You entertained us beautifully last night.
100%.
Hope you've enjoyed this edition of Friday Night Fashion, even though we have done it on a Monday night, just because we couldn't wait to share our views on the Oscars.
And let us know if you agree with us or not.
Lots of love.
Yeah.